What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And I want to talk about this hot topic. This black female therapist who was fired for allegedly making derogatory comments towards black men. Because a lot of people have strong feelings towards it. A lot of people feel like she shouldn't have been fired. A lot of people feel like she was right to be fired. We're going to break that down. But we're also going to break down how you guys need to be very careful about what you say online. Consider online like a courtroom or talking to the police. Seriously, whatever you say can and will be used against you in the court of public opinion. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You have to be smart about how you talk online, what you say online, and understand that it can affect you in the real life. Yes, the metaverse is fake, but it can have real life consequences. And we're in an era where, one, everybody wants clout. And the quickest way to get clout is shock value. So people have no problem saying and doing wild things to try to get quick clout because they don't actually have a real message. They can't really teach anybody anything, so they just say whatever. And we also live in an era where people feel like they can say whatever the heck they want out of their mouth, and there should be no repercussions about it. There's a thing called tact. There's a thing called delivery. There's a thing called morale, being smart, professionalism that's lacking in a lot of Gen Z and millennials. And it's crazy because I hear people say all the time, these kids ain't got no respect. These kids ain't got no respect. But a lot of it comes because adults don't have any respect. Like it's going to be presented in this video. When you guys hear the way this woman talks, it's insane. So any of y'all who follow this channel, you already know when we break it down, we get surgical. So this might get really long. Don't come in here talking about some let the video play before you break it down. No, this is reset relationships. You just want to watch the video. Her name is Unusually Bree. Go to her TikTok. This is my breakdown of what she's saying. We about to drop gems. We about to get surgical. We about to really break this thing down. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Here's my reaction to this therapist and her comments on black men. Let's get it.
Say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary. It's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think yes, right?
Okay, so right off the bat, you're a licensed therapist. Why are you referring to women as the B word? Even if you weren't a licensed therapist, why are you referring to women as the B word? Why? Now, again, if a man came on here referring to women as a B word, it would be a problem. If teenagers or children came on here referring to women as the B word, it would be a problem. As a matter of fact, if any woman refers to a woman as a B word and you don't know that woman, it would be a problem. So why is she referring to women as the B word? Now, she's going to go off into a tangent about disrespect and men don't be respecting women and all this other stuff and emotional intelligence, but you just called all women the B words. You don't know all women. Some women do not like being called the B word. I know plenty of women who don't like being called the B word. It does not matter if you're a female saying this. So right off the bat, like I talked about, no tact, no emotional intelligence. And it's funny because that's what she's replying to a comment talking about understanding emotional intelligence. She's not exhibiting emotional intelligence right now, or tact, or professionalism, or honestly just common sense. If you're going to run online, and here's an early gem for you guys, do not run online and say what you're licensed in. That's problem number one. And if you are going to say what you're licensed in, never speak on what you're licensed in. I remember one time I was talking about buying a house and a young man came on there who was a realtor and he was adding comments to the video. And I said, listen, I like that you're on here trying to drop gems, but make sure that you say I am not giving realty advice. I am not giving housing advice. I'm not advising you on what to buy and what not to buy and when to buy it, because you can lose your license going online trying to drop gems and tell people when to buy and what to buy and how to buy in a financial way. Okay, and you're actually a realtor. You could be fired for that. You could lose your license for that. So make sure you say that you're giving your opinion. Okay, you are a licensed realtor, but you're just giving your opinion. Right off the bat, she said in multiple videos, and she's going to say it in this one too, that she is a licensed therapist. At no point does she say she's just giving her opinion. So right off the bat, she's wrong and she could be fired just off that. But let's continue. Okay, so she has no tact, she talks disrespectfully, and she didn't separate her personal opinion from her business. This is why I'm saying, honestly, I wouldn't even tell people I was licensed in anything. But if you're going to say it, and like I said, this is an early gym, you have to be sure to say, I am giving my opinion. I am not giving clinical advice. I'm not giving therapy. I'm not giving relatorily advice. I'm just giving my opinion, but let's move forward.
Long gone are the days where you can...
First of all, where's her bra? So she got her nipples all up in the camera, titties hanging low like kickballs. Do your boobs hang low? Do they wobble to the floor? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? She got the tattoo right here on the shoulder. Okay. She's got these who wears shorts on. This woman is unhinged. I want you guys to realize something about a lot of therapists and people who work as counselors and psychiatrists. Most of the time, people want people who work in those fields to see people in those fields. What I mean by that is therapists are often recommended to get therapy. Counselors are often recommended to go to counseling. Psychiatrists are often recommended to see a psychiatrist because a lot of times you end up with Harley Quinn situations. Obviously, that's a fake person, but you're dealing with all these crazy people with all these problems, and it can rub off and have an effect on you. This woman's clearly got screwed. She came in using the B word. She ain't got no bra on, and she got on shorts. If you got to hold your breast up like this, that means you should have picked another outfit before you came on here. But anyways, let's continue.
Just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that. Like,
look at this. Look at this. Come on, son. Like, what do you look at that? You know what? I'm gonna just shut up. Let's let it play.
It used to be where men provided financially or
really?
With schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come, and we can pay for our own shit.
Okay, all right. So first of all, I want to say this. She's continuing. First of all, what does that have to do with anything? We're not talking about gender roles here, so I don't understand what that has to do with anything. Okay. Number 2, I'm tired of y'all saying we could make ourselves come like that's some type of a flex. So can we. Who cares? Yes, you can make yourself come. Guess what? You got roses, you got vibrators, you got dildos, you got more flavors of birth control than Baskin Robbins. Y'all got all these accessories, but guess what? You still be getting played. You still be getting cheated on. You still be sleeping with dudes. You still go to the clinic to the terms of deleting thousands of babies a week. Millions of babies in a year. So what is the point in saying we can make ourselves come? You're not doing it. You still want men. You're still sleeping with men. You're still doing it unprotected. You're not even using your 17 flavors of Baskin Robbins, aka all the different birth control options you have. You're putting it on the men to protect themselves. Or if you ain't want no baby, you should have wore a condom, as if you have no responsibility in the matter at all. And despite your roses, your toys, your dildos, and all these other accessories that you guys have, your bullets, your roses, you're still getting your back blown out by men on a regular basis. That's an undeniable fact. So what is the point in bringing any of this up? And we can make our own money, and guess what? You still want a relationship. That's what you're talking about right now, relationships. So what's the point in bringing all that up? I'm saying that to say that it's a goofy argument. And I oftentimes say that women, imagine you go on a date with a man, and the first thing that the man says to you on the date is, hey, man, I can beat my meat and make myself come, and I got my own money, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really need you. So what can you do? You'd be pissed off. You'll be pissed off because it's like, why are you saying all that? Why are you telling me that you don't need me before we're supposed to be getting to know each other? This is a bad strategy she's telling people, and a bad attitude she has right from jump. Who cares about any of that? All human beings are capable of that. It's completely irrelevant, but let's continue.
So I'm going to need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your fucking mouth. But you know what I realized?
So who said that we're not? So right off the back, again, she's not talking to a specific person. She's talking to black men in general. Who says all black men doesn't have emotional intelligence? Who says that all black men cannot communicate? I know me personally, I've talked about this on the channel, and I've suggested this to people. I used to tell my ex, listen, if you're having a problem, why don't you write it down in a letter? Because I know a lot of times women communicate better through letters than they do when they're actually talking. They can articulate themselves better that way. Not all, but a lot. So write down what your problems are in a letter. I'll read the letter, and then I'll talk back to you because I articulate myself better through speech. So you write a letter, and I'll talk back to you. And that's how we used to do our conflict resolution. I even brought her an emotional intelligence book. So who said all black men don't have emotional intelligence? You're projecting onto everybody in an unprofessional manner, in unprofessional attire right now. But let's continue.
And let me back up.
Please do.
A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men. Black men specifically. And what we
So right off the bat, why are you disclosing information about who you're working with? 90% of my clientele is black men. So you should really not be talking about black men, especially without the asterisk of I am not giving therapy or clinical advice right now. I'm just giving my opinion, which she's still yet to say.
Specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand...
Okay, so again, why are you calling them MFers? So at this point, you just brought up 95% of your clients and you said a lot of you MFers. So we have to make the assumption that you're talking about your clients here. So now you're calling your clients MFers when you're supposed to be providing therapy to them or counseling them, whichever one you're doing. But the point is, these people are talking to you about deep-seated and rooted issues that they've had growing up and problems that they have, and they may have problems communicating. And you're supposed to be helping them and talking them through it and guiding them through it and making them feel better about it. And you're online on your TikTok for clout roasting them. And how can no one see a problem with this? But let's continue.
Your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not...
What is she talking about? What do you mean you ain't have to choke it down since 2016? What happened in 2016? This is very scatterbrained. But anyway...
Therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself.
Okay, what does that mean? And I'm saying, what does that mean? Obviously, I know what it means, but I'm saying that what does that mean in the context? Like, are you going to explain what do you mean by expanding your emotional vocabulary? Why is that important? How do you do that? Let's see if she does. All right, and also when you have to keep starting and stopping your video that much, that means you don't have a concise thought. That means you have to stop and think of the next thing you want to say, then start it again, then stop and think of the next thing you have to say, then start it again, or look something up. If you felt this passionately enough to make a video about it that's 2 minutes long, you shouldn't have to keep starting and stopping like that. You should just be able to go like I'm going right now. It shouldn't require that much effort. But let's continue.
Expand your emotional vocabulary. You understand how you can navigate in this bitch. This fucking weird ass world that is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all.
Yeah, I know. You are in here calling us MFers. So yeah, we can acknowledge that. You're saying we don't have emotional intelligence. We can acknowledge that. You're saying that we ain't gonna get no women. We can acknowledge that. See, what she's doing now is she's gonna try to play, okay, I'm on your side. This is no different than, because everybody wants to keep bringing them up in defense of this woman, than what Kevin Samuels did. This is literally no different than what Kevin Samuels did. Y'all hated that man and did the two-step when he died. But this is no different than what he did. He ripped apart all your flaws, and then he said, okay, I'm trying to get you married. I'm trying to get you a man. That's essentially what she's doing right now. She done threw mad shade at black men, and now she wants to say, oh, I'm trying to help you out. Why didn't you just start the video helping us out? We're still waiting on you to tell us what emotional vocabulary is, how we can practice it, and how we can get better at it. Right now, all you're doing is talking about what we don't have and then saying we need to have it so you can help us out. Well, help us out by telling us what it is. Let's see if she's going to tell us what it is. I bet she's not.
But y'all are not making it any easier, bro. You're not.
Okay, now, look, this is like the 8th time the video could have stopped, but she keeps starting it over when she thinks it's something else ridiculous she wants to say.
They're telling y'all to go to therapy. It's not for us. It's for y'all sad motherfuckers.
Look. So now all black men are sad MFers. First of all, let me tell you guys something about therapy real quick while she brought that up. Let me tell you guys something about therapy. I'm not telling you not to go and get therapy if you have deep-rooted issues, if you think you may have a mental health problem. I'm not telling you not to go see a psychiatrist. I'm not telling you not to go to therapy. I'm not telling you none of that. My suggestion to you guys would be this. I renounce and I continue to renounce that all black people need therapy. I do not think all black people need therapy. I do not think all black women need therapy. I do not think all black men need therapy. I do think a lot of people could benefit from counseling. Okay. But I really don't think people need therapy. And here's the thing. Counselors, therapists, and psychiatrists, similar to doctors, are salespeople. So this is what I mean by that. Typically, counselors are looked at as handling short-term problems, right? So you'll go to a counselor, you like, I think I have anxiety. How can I handle my anxiety? And they'll give you little tactics and strategies to use in your everyday life that should help you with your anxiety, right? So this is why I said most people just need a counselor. I'm feeling a little bit depressed because someone passed away or my life's not going the way I want it to go. I'm feeling anxiety about this test or being a parent. You guys get what I'm saying? I feel like I might have a little bit of ADHD. You go to the counselor. It's usually a short session. All right. So usually your insurance will cover the counseling sessions because they're so short. There's not that many of them. Okay. Short term. You go like 6 different sessions or something like that, something along those lines. It's usually going to be covered by your insurance. You might even be able to, depending on your income range, find someone to do it for free. You go there, you tell them what you think your problem is. They give you some suggestions that they think might can help you, and you leave. And at that point, if it still doesn't help you, you still feel like you need to talk, you can go to the next level. If you go to a therapist, I need you guys to understand, a therapist, now counselors do this too, but not quite to the extent that therapists do. Therapists are considered long-term. Most people I know who went to therapy didn't even stay in therapy. And this is why. They go in there and they think, this is what you think. They think they're going to go in there and they're going to talk about all their life's problems, right? Oh, I had this problem. And oh, I had that problem. And oh, this happened to me when I was younger. And oh, okay. And that's what they think. And the therapist will stop them, right? Therapists say, hey, wait. I understand you were touched when you were a kid. Or I understand you witnessed your best friend dying. Or I understand that your mother passed away at a young age. Or whatever your issue is, right? But what's your favorite color? And you like, what's my favorite color? Damn. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, what's your favorite color? So they ask you what your favorite color is, right? And you say, well, my favorite color is blue. And then you try to go back to your problem. But when I was younger, my stepfather, wait. Before we talk about what your stepfather did to you, why is your favorite color blue? So y'all have a 30-minute to an hour conversation about the color blue, and that's your session. Then you go back the next time. Now, we were talking about the color blue before, but now I want to talk about what's your favorite hairstyle? And you're like, what? Like, why do you wear the braids? What do the braids symbolize? And the point I'm trying to get across to you guys is you're going to go to counseling for long term. And you're going to have to pay for this. Even if you get a first couple of classes for free, okay, your insurance ain't going to cover all the therapy sessions because they're too long. You're going to eventually have a copay, and that's if they cover it at all. All right. You're going to run out of free sessions. The goal of a therapist is to keep your ass in that chair for as long as they can. You guys got to understand. Y'all think y'all going to go into therapy and just walk out and everything's going to be peaches and cream. That is not how therapy works. Your ass going to be in there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And you still might not get to what you feel like your root problem is or any solutions to your actual root problem. Therapy is long term. Therapy, they digging into all types of stuff. And then you guys got to understand psychiatrists. Typically, you go to a counselor. The counselor's job is to send you up to the therapist. This is why I told y'all we're going to get surgical. Then the therapist's job essentially is to send you up to the psychiatrist. Now, they're not going to tell you this, but they all work together because, see, the psychiatrist is the one who could prescribe medicine, right? So once the therapist got you locked in and they know they feeding you that crack and you're going to keep coming back, that's when they send you to the psychiatrist because the psychiatrist get a little kickback for prescribing your ass some medicine, all right? And then they'll probably slide the therapist a little money behind closed doors, right? So the therapist says, oh, man, I think you might need anxiety medication, or you might need depression medication, or you might need ADHD medication, or you might be bipolar or whatever they diagnose you with. You go to the psychiatrist. Now you got to pay the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist prescribes you medicine. Now you on medication. The medication going to make you feel a little bit better, okay, because it's a drug. So it's basically like being high, and they do this on purpose. I'm just telling you guys how this works, all right? I'm not telling you not to go. I'm just telling you the side that they don't tell y'all about. So they give you the medication runs out. They go, oh, it's going to be a while before we can refill your prescription. They do that on purpose so that you basically relapse from not having the medication anymore. I told y'all we're going to get surgical, right? So then you go, damn, I don't feel that good without this medication. You start feeling almost like a crackhead. Eventually, the dealer comes back, aka the psychiatrist, and they're like, okay, we got that medication from you. Now you're hooked. So on top of taking this medication, so the psychiatrist did their job, then you go back to the therapist and you continue to talk about what your favorite color is, what your favorite shoe is, why you got the dog that you got, why you picked the career that you picked, and all these other things before y'all finally get into what your real issue was. And it all started from a counseling session. Whoo! Now, again, if something's really wrong with you, go and get help. Okay, if the counseling session does not help you, seek further help. But a lot of you just need someone to talk to who's unbiased, and that can be accomplished in counseling, usually for free or at a very cheap cost. You don't need no damn therapist. to sit there long term talking about everything but your problem, and you don't need medication. Not all of you, but most of you. Y'all don't need that. A lot of y'all, before y'all go and get medication and before y'all go and get therapy, y'all need to start working out. Maybe you're feeling depressed because you're fat. Or you're out of shape. Maybe you're feeling depressed because you don't eat right. Maybe you're feeling depressed because you're broke. I'm not saying this is why. I'm just telling you things that you should go through before you go up all the way up to those things. After you see the counselor, because the counselor is going to suggest a lot of this stuff to you that I'm saying. I'm telling y'all what I know. They're going to suggest a lot of this stuff to you. Change your eating habits, okay? Start working out. All right. Get your life together. Invest in yourself. Go back, get your education so you can get a better job. So you're not stressed out about your finances and depressed about that. OK, are you guys sleeping enough? A lot of y'all don't get enough sleep. That's a problem. Some of you smoking weed all the time or doing it, popping perks or whatever else. Stop doing the drugs. That might be a problem. A lot of you are alcoholics. Stop drinking so much alcohol. That could be a problem. There's various things that could be a problem before you get to the level of even needing medication. A lot of y'all don't have a chemical imbalance. You just need to get your lives together. Try all this. I'm just telling you guys, exhaust all these options first. Same thing with going to the hospital. Again, you break your leg, you break your arm, you feel like you're about to die or something. Yes, go to the hospital. But if you have a sore throat, don't take your ass to the emergency room so they can tell you you got laryngitis, slap you with a $3,000-$5,000 bill, make you go to the goddamn over-the-counter, pay $60 for laryngitis medicine, when at the end of the day, your ass just got a sore throat. You could have took some herbal tea. You could have took some NyQuil and you would have been fine. It's the same thing with your mental health. All right, get a stable job, some stable income, invest in yourself. You might feel better. Start taking care of your body. Eat the right foods. Start working out. You might feel better. Get the right amount of sleep and you might feel better. There's various things you can get to before you need that. Stop drinking alcohol. You might feel better. Stop taking drugs. You might feel better. There's so many things before you just need to go to counseling and therapy. That's all I'm saying. Some of you do need to go, but do all black people need to go? Absolutely not. And the reason they're telling you all black people need to go, before I continue with this video, because right now I'm going in. The reason they're telling you all people need to go is because when I was in college, the number one major was for people to go to college and people that want to take, being counselors, being therapists, or being psychiatrists. Why? Because at the time, trending was shows like Steve Wilkos and Dr. Phil and Ayanna Vasquez and all these different shows. Everybody wanted to be a therapist. Everybody thought it was glamorous. Everybody thought it was going to be great. Now, to do most of these professions, especially therapy and psychiatrists, right? To be a psychiatrist, a lot of times you got to get a PhD. So we're talking hundreds of thousands in student loan debt, all right? To be a therapist, a lot of times you have to get at least a master's. So again, we're talking about high 70, 80,000, but most likely $100,000 of student loan debt. To be a counselor, it depends. You may or may not have to go that high. But the point is, most of these people in all three fields have a crap ton of student loan debt. Let me break something down for you guys. Do you realize the average counselor only makes $55,000 a year? Let that breathe, run it back. The average counselor makes $55,000 a year. The average therapist, they can make anything from $43,000 to $129,000, but on average, they're going to make about $70,000 to $79,000 a year. But do you have $100,000 of student loan debt? You got a master's and or a PhD if you decide to go all the way up to a psychiatrist. Whereas if you're a counselor, you ain't making nowhere near. You're never going to pay off those student loans. Unless you go into a public field or a federal field where they'll give you forgiveness. If you're a therapist, you're still underwater. Your salary isn't even matching what you took out to go to school. So what do they need? They need you guys to go and pay for these therapy sessions and pay for these counseling sessions. And they need to put y'all up to the psychiatrist so the psychiatrist can prescribe y'all medication. Now, the psychiatrist is going to get their money back because they're going to be making big money most of the time. But the therapist and the counselor specifically, they need y'all or their ass is going to be in student loan debt for the rest of their lives. So it's advantageous for them to tell y'all that you all need to go and get counseling. You do not all need to go and get counseling. You don't. Okay. Now, again, like I said, if you have a serious problem, go ahead, get yourself checked out. But there's various other steps that you should take before you get to that point. That's why I recommend starting with counseling. Woo! Man, my bad, y'all. I just had to get surgical real quick. Let's keep going forward.
Go to therapy. Talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice.
Because if all you need to do is talk shit, you can talk to your You can talk to your friends, but like I said, I know a lot of y'all don't want to be judged. Just go to counseling. What she's saying, you should go to a counselor, not a therapist.
Yourself. And so let me sum this shit up.
Please do.
Y'all told bitches to elevate our standards.
Who is y'all? Who is y'all? Who is us who told B words to elevate their standards? And what's wrong with telling someone to elevate their standards?
And at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody.
Now, she's still talking about that study that apparently says that men are lonely now. Now, I want you guys to understand. They've been putting out studies talking about how women are the most unhappy that they've ever been for at least the last 6 years. And every time men bring up those studies, women find 1,199 reasons why that study ain't accurate. Who did they ask? Who did they poll? So I'm going to ask this same question. Who did they ask and who did they poll when they came to the conclusion that men are lonely? Because they damn sure ain't asked me, and they ain't asked anybody I know. So who did they ask? Who did they poll? And if we're going to take that as gospel, then we also have to take women are the most unhappy that they've ever been as gospel. And you know the real reason why most men and most women are unhappy? Because we out here having these stupid ass fake gender war fights instead of just being together and helping each other out. But she's not going to say that. She's just going to say men are trash because she lacks the ability to be balanced.
Your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right.
No, now she's calling you a B word. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this. Why? Black women come out here all the time and they complain about being over-sexualized and how people just look at them and just talk about their booty and their body. This girl out here with no bra on, nibble hard as a missile, and just slapped herself on the rump for absolutely no reason. She's literally drawing attention to herself in a sexual manner. Look at this. If you ignored the fact that she has no bra on, if you ignored the fact that she got shorts on, look what she does to make sure that you don't miss the fact that she thinks that she's attractive. Watch this. Look at my butt. Boom. I'm about to slap it. We're going to go back one more time. Just so y'all don't think this is me. Look.
Better, bitch.
Look.
All right.
Boom. Just ratchet, just ghetto, just nasty. That alone is enough for a company to get rid of you. Now, I want you guys to understand, before we even go to the next section of this video, I want to actually read why the company fired her. I told y'all we about to get surgical here. I'm breaking this down. You better not come in the comments saying nothing stupid about something I already covered in here, or I'm going to go off, because that gets on my nerves. So, she got fired for this video. This is the company's official statement. In many cases, okay, because a lot of people would say, well, she's not at work right now, so how's she getting fired for something she said on her own time? Shouldn't that be out of jurisdiction? This is what her company said. In many cases, opinions expressed on personal social media are outside of our jurisdiction and are protected by the right to free speech. However, in listening to these videos, Miss, they blacked their name out as they should, does clearly identify herself as a therapist. What did I tell y'all like 10 minutes ago? If you're going to talk about your profession online, which you shouldn't be doing, you have to say, I am not giving advice. She identified herself as a therapist and then proceeded to give her opinions, most of which were negative about the state of black men. You can't do that. So anyways, clearly identified herself as a therapist in the video, and that does become a boundary issue when a licensee uses their professional standing to espouse personal opinions. What did I tell y'all earlier? What did I tell y'all? And again, I told young boy months ago before y'all try to say you just found that out. I told him months ago, yo, make sure you say this is your opinion. And you're not giving realty advice, especially opinions which are discriminatory or antagonistic, which this definitely is, considering she called them MFers, dusty, and B words all at the same time. Now, watch how she acts upon finding out that she got fired. She still has no tact. I want you guys to see this, okay? She's still not going to have any tact. Watch this.
Well, hello. It's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these.
Well, you was a therapist.
Got her job terminated as a result.
So now we hoes. Her job got terminated as a result of her talking crazy, and she's still talking crazy. You can't even teach her a lesson. This is why they say therapists need therapy. She got bags on her eyes. She probably was crying. She looked like she ain't been sleeping in a while. She has learned no lesson. But let's continue.
Story time? I think yes. Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they...
See, look. Still calling them dusty. And she's saying the behavior is only harming them. But as I mentioned before, women are the most unhappy they've ever been. And this is women in general. It ain't just black women. All women literally identified. They've done a study on this. You can look it up. They are the most unhappy that they have been in history. But let's continue.
It would benefit from emotional intelligence, and I shit you not, by Friday,
which she doesn't have
employment.
You should have been running your mouth. And it's the craziest thing to me is she still hasn't learned her lesson. She's still entitled. She's still chasing that clout. She still cares more about her clout than her license. Even though I know for a fact she probably got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt. And this is why I tell you guys not to be fooled by the whole degree thing. Because I just broke down, this woman probably has a master's degree. She probably making anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000. You can make more than that with a CDL. You can make more than that with financial license. You can make more than that as a welder. You can make more than that as a plumber. So this is what people mean when they say black women weaponize these degrees, when in reality, it's like you're not even making enough money to talk how you talk. You're not making enough money to talk crazy like this. Like, she done put herself back in struggle row. She's going to pretend that she didn't, but she done put herself back in struggle row for clout. For clout. At least start making money off of your social media before you make this decision. But anyway, let's go forward.
All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills.
That's not what it said. That's not what you said. It's because they have no emotional skills. The article just said that men are lonely. That's what it said. And similar to what I said before, who the hell did they survey? And if we're going to take that as truth, then we also have to take as truth that women are the most unhappy that they ever been. And the simple solution to both would be this: because we're not together. And you're continuing to sow the divisiveness by continuing to attack black men, despite the fact you just got fired for it. That head is hard as a rock. Hard as a rock. Jesus Christ.
And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out y'all mouth.
And you only talked about black men, and the study was about men in general. It wasn't about black men. So why didn't you talk about all the other men? Because you have a problem with black men, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go.
But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable, like, hey, this bitch see me, stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted me.
You're not being accountable right now. You got fired, and instead of coming back with some humble pie and apologizing for talking in the manner in which you're talking like you're in the streets when you're a licensed therapist trying to tell people to go to damn therapy, telling them that they need help. You're talking to them like a bee off of the street instead of talking to them like an educated, strong woman that you're supposed to be. You've ate no humble pride. You haven't humbled yourself at all. You haven't changed your tone at all. You're doubling down on the exact same BS while talking about how men aren't being accountable. I mean, the hypocrisy of people today are hilarious to me, but let's keep going.
NASA.
Now she's using the word massa, so now we slaves. So we dusty, we MFers, we broke, we're slaves, we're B-words. I think I covered everything she said about us. Probably not.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
So first the post goes viral.
Now I want y'all to also keep in mind that she said that it was black men who got her fired. Now watch this.
On Twitter. Because y'all need fucking help. And y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blue in the face.
Well, wouldn't no one be arguing with you if you would have just shut it up. You can't force change upon people who don't want it for themselves. Exactly. So why waste your time? See, this is why I say all the time, you can't save everybody. I put my message out there. If it's received, it's received. If it's not, it's not. I don't care. I don't care. People get upset when I say I don't care. This is why. Because you can't change everybody. So what's the point in trying to? You done got fired and you still the same person. Perfect example. Some people just going to be what they're going to be, but let's continue.
Some of you hoes is not going to be saved. And that's the conclusion that I've come to.
Okay.
So because this shit's gone viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool. We starting a discussion on mental health. And
yeah, it went viral. You was like, okay, cool. I'm getting attention. That's what it really was, but continue.
Or you might not like my fucking delivery, but motherfuckers is starting to talk, you know?
Well, because you're being disrespectful. Of course, people are starting to talk. Now, again, everybody hates Kevin Samuels. What's the difference? Kevin Samuels cussed that lady out, told her she was average at best, and everybody started to talk. So by this logic, anyone defending her should have no problem with Kevin Samuels. Now they're going to. I guarantee you it will be someone timestamp this. Because I guarantee you there'll be someone in the comments bringing up, what about Kevin Samuels? He used to talk crazy about black women, and y'all ain't saying nothing about him. Well, if there was really a problem with how he was talking, you don't fight fire with fire. You don't fight fire with fire. If you got a problem with how he's talking, you should have a problem with how she's talking. If you don't have a problem with how he's talking, then the only logical thing would be you have a problem when black men talk like that, which was really the problem all along, but y'all won't admit it. But I just put you in the trick bag. So somebody timestamp this for when someone inevitably brings up Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was doing that. Yeah, but guess what? Kevin Samuels wasn't a licensed therapist or counselor or psychiatrist. Kevin Samuels was an old black man with an opinion. He couldn't be fired. He didn't work for anyone. This idiot went out and took 6 figures of student loan debt to get a license to then give it all up to get clout on TikTok. Not money, just clout. But let's continue.
The tables, I don't give a fuck. But then it turns into this entire...
Yep, exactly. You don't care. Attention. Attention is worth more than my 6 figures I paid for a license.
Of attacking a black woman who serves the fucking black community.
Now you guys are attacking a black woman. She done called black men, and I quote, dusty, B-words, MFers, emotionally unintelligent. Okay, she done told them that they need to step up. She done said so much out of line, disrespectful stuff. I mean, she started the video off calling them dusty. Now she's putting the I'm a black woman card. Why would they care? You've been attacking black men for the last, 2 days? I think this was the next day. So for 2 days straight, you've been on attack for black men, but we supposed to care that you a black woman. You guys see what I'm talking about? And this is what I said with the Kevin Samuels thing. People are going to come in and say, well, Kevin Samuels said that. Yeah, and y'all danced when he died. So therefore, y'all should be dancing that she got fired, right? But they're not going to do that because it was never really about what he was saying. It was about a man saying it. That's what it was really about. But let's continue.
There were comments like, I'm going to find her credentials and report her because I told y'all to be better. Yeah, y'all are fucking...
No, because you called them dusties, you called them MFers, you called them B-words, you told them that they were emotionally intelligent, and you told them that they were falling behind. Amongst many other things, I can't even remember because you insulted them so much. But let's continue.
Y'all scream that y'all want to protect women.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We ain't say nothing like that. Y'all say that y'all the most unprotected women. We ain't never screamed about wanting to protect y'all. As a matter of fact, I tell black men all the time, if it ain't your girl, it ain't your sister, it ain't your mama, leave it alone. Literally, I can leave it. What are you talking about? No, we don't say that. Y'all say that. And women with mouths like yours is the reason why y'all ain't unprotected. Y'all the reason. That's the reason y'all unprotected. Because you out here talking crazy, calling people dusty. And then if some white man or Hispanic man or Asian man roll up on you, you're going to want these same dusty dudes to come and do something. And then when they don't come, you're going to double down on calling them B-words again. You're already calling us a B-word. Now you're asking for us to protect you. I mean, again, the hypocrisy of people nowadays is astounding.
Protect black women specifically, but have done nothing to protect this black woman who is...
Okay, see, you see how she tried to hide behind protect black women, and then she told the truth. The truth is she just wants someone to protect her. It ain't got nothing to do with black women. She don't care about black women no more than she care about black men. She's just using the fact that she's a black woman as a crutch because she got fired. So now she wants to use I'm a black woman. We all got to come together and form Optimus Prime. Like I told y'all that they do. That's women's greatest strength. They'll always back each other's BS. So she gonna be a black woman until she gets another job. Y'all say y'all don't protect black women, but y'all ain't protect this black woman. You're not black women. You're one black woman with a mouth that's smart as hell who still hasn't learned her lesson.
In the communities, I have been violated in several areas, and I'm gonna
well, you violated too.
Outline each one.
Okay.
This article was written by a fucking black woman.
Whoa, hold up. Run that back.
By a fucking black woman.
It was written by who?
This article was written by a fucking black
woman. By who?
This article was written by a fucking black
woman. By who?
This article was written by a fucking black
woman. By who?
This article was written by a fucking black woman.
So why are you talking about black men? Why are you talking about black men? The article that got you fired, the article that doxed you was written by a black woman. Why are you coming in here calling black men dusty? They didn't get you fired. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Even when they attack each other, they won't all the way attack each other. This where all her energy should be focused, but she's going to put most of it on black men because if she attacked that black woman, she wouldn't be able to play the black woman card. They won't rally with her against another black woman. They won't do it. But they will rally against another black man. So she's trying to throw her in there passively aggressively, but she wants the grand majority of the heat to come down on us because it's easy. I told y'all it's easy. It's simply easy. This is why it's easier to cancel men than women. Because she's already rallying behind, I'm a black woman. She's deflecting and making it seem like black men got her fired when black women did. And so all the black women coming to her defense, that's not right. That black men got them fired and talking about us when we're not the reason she got fired. This lady's the reason she got fired. And black men are so damn dumb, similar to what I said in Andrew Tate thing. Now, Andrew Tate's not black, but that's not my point. I'm just saying it's similar. I told you guys, men are dumb. You got the simps who want to hit this big old stinking booty that she's smacking around. The no bra boobies hanging out. They want to suck on them. They're going to back her up and say, yeah, y'all men wrong for getting her fired. When this lady got her fired, they ain't going to talk about this lady because if you're a black man and you talk about black women, then they're going to come at your ass. So they're going to talk about other black men. That's what they're going to do. Just like when Andrew Tate's ass got banned, all the men were just like, well, he was antagonizing women and he was doing this and he was doing that. She's been antagonizing women this whole damn, not women. She's been antagonizing men this whole damn video. And you're going to see a boatload of women that are already starting defending her. But did you see a boatload of men defending Tate? Nope. A few of us did, but most men didn't defend Tate. And I told you, I'm not even an Andrew Tate fan. I just respect this like the troll. All he is a troll. He's a troll. That's it. He's a troll. What she's saying and doing is way more damage. A licensed therapist talking like this is way more damaging than a damn troll. But I digress. Let's let her finish off her rant.
My full government and my
full
place
government.
of employment. So
and her place of employment.
Black woman can't fake, kind of fucking hurts.
Yeah.
She never.
Of course it hurt. Of course it hurt. Because sis did the right thing. She turned your ass in. She's like, yo, you talking crazy. She probably married to a black man. She probably loves black men. She did the right thing. And it hurts. And you know why it hurts you the most? You can't send all the vitriol at her. You have to send it back at black men because that's the only way black women would back you up. So you can't do anything about it. She doxed you and got your ass fired and you can't even directly attack her. That's why it hurts. You thought you was going to come out here and run your mouth and all black women were going to back you up. But this queen right here, she's a queen, by the way. This queen got your ass out the paint. That's why you hurt.
Never once reached out to me or contacted me so I could spin my side of the story.
Oh, you already spun your side of the story. For 2 minutes, you took pauses in between. You took breaks. You got to sit and think long and hard about what you said. You spun your side of the story. You spinning it again and you still ain't learned your lesson.
This is the article that spooked my fucking job and got me fired.
Good.
Not only does she not have any regard for my safety.
Oh, look, now she playing that victim card. She put my address out there. Somebody could have came and hurt me, as if black women don't dox black men all the time. As if doxing is something. Let me tell you guys something. You come on the internet, you're getting doxed at some point. You don't want to get doxed, stay off the internet. If you would have just went to your job like a normal person and kept your mouth shut and used that degree that you paid all that money for and stopped trying to be a social media star, you wouldn't have been doxed and you wouldn't be fired right now. You're the one who just tried to just switch professions in the middle of everything, but continue.
As a result. Here are a few of them, just to name a few.
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth. You did scold black men. I'm not even going to go back through the list of all the names she called us again. Now, this video is about to end. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. There's another one under here. Here it is right here.
And got me fired.
Let's skip forward here.
As a result. Here are a few of them, just to name a few. Black Twitter has words for therapists scolding men to go to fucking therapy.
They should.
Y'all attacked me and got mad at me because I wanted better for y'all.
No, because you were disrespectful. If you wanted better for black men, you should just came in there and said, hey, listen, guys, I think a big reason so many men today are lonely is because they lack emotional intelligence. So what I would encourage black men to do is to go and seek counseling or therapy to work on their emotional intelligence to figure out what might be some of the deep-rooted issues that they might be struggling with women. I know me as a licensed therapist, I have about 95% black male clients. And most of these male clients are now in happy, successful relationships because I was able to talk to them and help them deal with some deep-rooted trauma that was causing them to have a problem interlapting and interacting with the opposite sex. So black men, go and get therapy. That's what you would have said. It took me 30 seconds to say that, not 2 minutes, and I'm not a therapist. That's all you had to say. But instead, you decided to come on and call people dusty and call people B words and call people MFers and talk about how they don't have any emotional intelligence at all and they don't know how to communicate and they haven't stepped up and women are tired of their BS. You decided to say everything in between and now you want to play victim. Nah, it's not happening. It's time for people to be accountable for what they say online. The days of just disrespecting black men is starting to come to an end. I already blew the whistle with the Andrew Tate situation. I was like, yo, all men should be backing Andrew Tate up. That's how we're going to stop this. Simple as that.
Bucket type bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. A plethora of black men decided to take it upon themselves to call my employment to get me fired.
Okay. All right. So now she's going to say black men were the ones who called her employer to get her fired. First of all, there's no way she can know this because it would be illegal for them to tell her. All she knows is a black woman doxed her. Even if she was telling the truth, but there's no way to prove she's telling the truth because there's no way she would know that. All we know for a fact is a black woman doxed you. So why aren't you attacking black women right now? You're going to make up and pretend that you know that it's black men who called and got you fired. I got to be able to see through the BS, man.
You succeeded, but you succeeded in not the way that you think. If it's one thing about black women is that we're incredibly resilient.
See how she's making it an amoeba again? Now they're all together again. This is why she won't primarily attack the woman who doxed her, because she needs black women right now to try to get her ass another job or build a platform so she can make money online. She needs to rally them around, and they're so damn goofy and unemotionally intelligent that they're going to do it. Most of them are going to do it. And most of them don't like black men either. So they're going to do it just because they're going to like, yeah, sis, you get them dusties. So they're going to do it. But I'm just explaining to you guys why it's going this way. If she really attacked that lady, she'd be asked out. So now she has to rally black women behind her on some fake crusade against black men when a black woman is the one who got her fired. When you add in the Matrix, this type of stuff is very easy to see through. But let's go ahead and wrap this up.
This just cleared the table to give me space and opportunity
to do what? To try to be an online celebrity, which is all you want to do in the first place. You just didn't expect to get fired before it popped off because you ran your mouth too much. You didn't even know you was going to go viral. You weren't prepared. You don't have a Patreon. You're not sponsored. You don't have any products to sell. You don't have any counseling set up. You ain't got no consultation set up, no nothing, because you weren't prepared for this. Now you're about to try to be an online celebrity, and it's not going to work because you're corny. You're not funny and you're not entertaining, which is important when you try to be a celebrity. The only way it's going to work is if you walk around with no bra on and snap your butt like you was doing before. But, that's probably what you're going to do because that's what chicks always do when they want to be popping online. Let's wrap this up.
Educate the masses while shaking our asses to heat.
Look at that. Look. You saying about shaking our asses. Everybody sexualizes us. Oh, my God. We're more than our booties. Okay. Act like it.
Because y'all got mad because I wanted you to do better.
Mm-hmm.
I was told they consulted with shareholders and decided to terminate my contract because I told y'all to go to therapy.
Okay.
That's the world we live in.
Yep.
Cool. That spooked my fucking job.
All right, so that's basically the end of that. Listen, guys. I done pretty much surgically broke this all the way down. This actually ended up being a long-ass video, but it's a really good one. If you're going to debate me on this, you better have specific points and you better timestamp this goddamn video or I'm deleting it. Okay, I ain't no feelings. I want timestamps where you're refuting factually things that I'm saying, or therefore I'm deleting the comments. Because this was a surgical breakdown of this. I need you guys to see through the BS, and I need you guys to realize what it is. At the end of the day, this is a woman who just doesn't like black men. She needs to get the same therapy that she's telling them to get so she can get that hate up out of her heart. And she's clout chasing, and she wants to be an online celebrity so damn bad that she threw away her license she paid over $100,000 for so she could try to say celebrities. Guys, let me tell you something. I said it before, I said it again. The metaverse isn't real. At least let it take off before you start this. Imagine being so wrapped up in the metaverse that you throw away a degree you paid $100,000 for just so you could be popping online for a little bit. Clout is a drug and it's dangerous. I repeat, clout is a drug and it's dangerous. If you're going to come online, you're going to run your mouth. Like I said before, make sure you're saying, I'm not giving advice, I'm giving my opinion. So that way you can't be fired for it. But understand, if you say something online, you can and will be held accountable for it the vast majority of the time. It is what it is. That's what happens. Anything you say online, it can't be deleted. It's there forever. That's your imprint. It's called a digital footprint. You guys need to be aware of it. But this is just a woman who has deep-rooted issues. She has problem with black men, and she's trying to hide it behind, I'm trying to get y'all to step up, and I'm trying to look out for my sisters. No, she's not. She's hiding behind that because it's easy to hide behind that. This woman needs the same therapy that she's suggesting for the rest of you guys to get. And then the last thing I want to say before I get out of here is, again, I don't think all black people need therapy at all. I already broke down the therapy trap to you guys. A lot of you just need to go and get a counselor, get some short-term work in, and then do that short-term work along with trying to get more sleep, trying to get into a regular sleep regimen, okay? Along with eating better, okay? Along with working out, along with dropping the drugs, okay? Along with working on yourself in your career, getting yourself licensed up or getting yourself an education so you have enough money so you're not stressed out about that, okay? Along with connecting and hanging out with your friends and family and things like that. And if that doesn't help, then go get therapy. But don't just run out there to go and get therapy, because that's a trap as well. Anyways, I've been rapping for a long time, but this was needed. This was a surgical breakdown that everybody I feel like needed to hear. If you sat to the end and you got the real gems, I am Alex and I am out. Peace.